everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Long time no see. It has been a while since I've been active on the channel, except for a couple fitness shorts I was able to upload recently. But as far as, movies and entertainment stuff, it's been a while since I've been able to be active on the channel in that way. I felt like today was a good day to jump back into it. Unfortunately, I am mourning a loss. And so there's been a lot going on the past couple of weeks, and I just wasn't, in the right headspace to jump on streams or do videos recently, and it's been very busy and just a mess and very hectic and sad, of course. And so, but today, slowly getting back to my normal daily routine and trying to, kind of getting back into normal life. So today was able to go see Shang-Chi in theaters, and my family and we all really enjoyed it. My husband, my kids. It was a lot of fun, and so I felt like today might be a good day to be able to get back onto the channel and kind of, jump back in with a positive video. But thank you all for your continued support on the channel, and for those of you who follow me on Instagram, you probably know maybe what was going on if you saw my post about my mom. And so some of you, I think, actually messaged me or commented on the photo, so thank you for those of you who are showing support. I appreciate it. But let's go ahead and get into this movie. So I think I probably will get into spoilers. It's been a while since I've done a non-spoiler review, so heads up, just in case you haven't seen the movie, I'll probably get into spoilers in this review. I just want to give my overall general thoughts. I did see it today at the time of making this video, so it's still fresh in my mind. But overall, really enjoyable movie, really liked it. From the beginning, the trailers got my attention. I was interested. I think I did a trailer reaction to one of the trailers, maybe the first one, I think. So I was interested in this movie from the beginning. I thought just off the bat it was going to be fun and cool to see a new Marvel character that we haven't seen yet, now that they're, moving on to Phase 4 and things like that in the Marvel Universe. And so I was just excited to have a new character in general. But the trailer did get my attention, and I was looking forward to seeing it. I'm glad that we were able to see it in theaters. It's not on Disney Plus. It's not one of the premium access dual release type of movies. It is only in theaters, but I would say definitely was worth paying for to see in theaters, because it was a really good I almost said cinematic cinematic experience. And so I really enjoyed seeing it in the theater. I think the casting was great. For the most part, I like origin story movies, and that's what this is. And I really liked the origin story of this character. I like origin stories. I like learning the history and how things start and seeing the character from the beginning before they're even this hero character. I like movies like that. So I really liked seeing the origin and this, having flashbacks of childhood and teenage years. I like that kind of stuff, and seeing that character development. It was very interesting from beginning to end. In my opinion, I was not bored. I was not taken out of the movie. Marvel kind of has a reputation, I guess you would say, or is kind of known for having a lot of humor injected into their films. But I would not say that the humor was overdone in this movie. Some Marvel movies, in my opinion, it goes overboard, even if that's what you're expecting, like Thor Ragnarok. This, for me, the humor did not go overboard, in my opinion. It was not, it didn't take, some Marvel moments in other movies, it will take, for me, it's kind of okay, that took me out of this moment because they injected a joke. I didn't really have that experience in this movie, and I was glad, because as much as I enjoy Marvel movies, there are those moments that happen where you're taken out of the movie and what's going on in this important scene when a joke or humor is injected into it. I didn't have that experience personally in this movie. I'm guessing there was probably a lot of Easter eggs that I might have missed. The first time you watch a movie, especially within these, cinematic universes, you tend to miss Easter eggs and, references and stuff like that the first time through. And then when you go back, you notice more. But another thing I liked about this movie is that since it's a new character being introduced into this universe, I liked that it was not saturated with like other characters and other things from the cinematic universe, from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I liked that, yes, it still had things in the movie and characters. Wong from, Doctor Strange, Abomination, which we haven't seen in MCU, but we know it's a Marvel character. References to the blip, and then of course in the post-credit scene. But there were things and there were things in the movie and characters and references made that we know we're in this Marvel Cinematic Universe. It feels connected. We feel, just the tone of the movie, all of that. You feel like you're in the same universe, but it was not saturated with like, appearances from other characters or, cameos and all these things where you're like, oh my gosh, okay, can we just have because some movies are that way, not just in Marvel, but just in general, where it's like, okay, can we just have this movie about this character, please? For me, I was happy that you felt like you were still in the MCU, you're reminded of things that happened in the MCU, but, so it's still all connected. Marvel's very good at that. But it was still very much focused on this character. We didn't have all kinds of like different distractions and things unnecessarily just to keep reminding you. Like, I feel like that's kind of what they did with Spider-Man now that he's finally in the MCU. Like, it was just so much Iron Man that it's like, can we just have Spider-Man? In my opinion. But with this movie, it was not bombarded by other, characters and things like that. It was just like very much about this character, his story, and I appreciated that. But at the same time, necessary things to connect it to the rest of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And one of those very interesting things for me was, Shang-Chi's father. If you have seen the movie, he's basically find out, spoiler alert, that he was the real Mandarin. And he kind of explains that to Shang-Chi he makes a reference to Iron Man 3. And then you see the character pop up from that movie, which was kind of cool. I liked how they did that with the guy who was impersonating the Mandarin in Iron Man 3. And so that was pretty cool to find. That was a really interesting thing to bring into this movie. I'm pretty sure that's how I interpreted it when his father was talking about himself. And, if you interpreted it a different way, let me know. But that's how I took it to mean. And so that was pretty interesting. So, especially because one complaint, not to go off on a tangent, but one complaint that some people had about Iron Man 3 and the Mandarin being the villain was that he was not the actual real Mandarin. And so they kind of bring that into this movie, and I thought it was cool how they did that. But the choreography, hands down, was probably the best besides Winter Soldier, in my opinion, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The choreography, the fight scenes, the action this is definitely one of the better representations of choreography and fight and martial arts, for sure. They really did, in my opinion, amazing job in that department in this movie, which with this kind of character, and you see the trailers and all of that, you expect that, it's based in China and martial arts and all of that that rich culture and history that you would expect is definitely there. And it was beautiful. I loved it. It was so awesome. I loved that it was based, not in the US. And it was just, I loved it. I loved that aspect of it. I loved, if you've seen it, the meeting of Shang-Chi's parents, and the beginning, and I really, really liked it. I really liked it overall. I thought the story was good. The explaining of, the 10 rings and all of that. And his dad I really enjoyed as a character. I thought the actor did a great job portraying his character. There's emotional things about it, with his mother and things like that. It's just, I'm still thinking about the choreography and like the fight scenes, and I want to watch this movie again. And I don't always have that experience with Marvel movies. I'm like, I really enjoy them in the moment. I enjoy them while I'm watching them, but I don't always feel an urge to go and rewatch them soon. Like, soon after I've finish watching them. I just enjoy them and, you know, talk about them, and then I kind of just move on to the next one that they come out with. With this movie, I really want to see it again. I really want to watch it again, and I appreciate that. So I am definitely interested to see how this character moves forward in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and, you know, becoming one of the Avengers, and it's really cool. I really, really, really liked this movie. And great casting, like I said, for the main character. Well, for pretty much everybody. The girl who plays Katie, I don't know her real name, I'm sorry, off the top of my head, but she was also the voice of the dragon in Raya. I think in Raya, her character was kind of annoying, in my opinion. That's how I felt, the dragon character. But in this movie, I wasn't annoyed with her as an actress. I thought that they made a good team. I thought that they were, you know, they worked well together as good friends, and then, you know, eventually as a couple. And, you know, just the whole, I love that I'm kind of going in all directions, but since it's fresh in my mind, that's kind of how it is right now. Seeing where his mother came from, this village, this, like, interdimensional place that she's from, this other universe, I really liked that about the movie. And him kind of having these two sides to him. His mother's side that is more, like, pure and, you know, just, yes, they are trained, they're, you know, warriors in their land, but not with intent just to have, like, power. Whereas his dad is kind of on the other side of that, where his dad also has power because of the rings, but he just wants more and more and more, you know, power over others. And that's why I appreciate flashbacks and origin stories. And some people don't like that, but I think it's important. And in this movie, you see why it's important for character development to have those moments as part of the storytelling. And I really like that he had this duality to him that he kind of had to figure out and navigate, because of how the two different, you know, histories of his mom and his dad. And so I liked that a lot. But highly recommend this movie if you haven't seen it. If you haven't, sorry for some of the spoilers, but if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. It was definitely worth watching in theaters. And if you have seen it, let me know what you thought. I think it's definitely one of the top Marvel movies in my opinion. Really, really, really enjoyed it. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for your patience with me getting back to being away from the channel for a while. But, sometimes that needs to happen. But yeah, leave your thoughts below. If you're new to the channel, thank you for checking it out. And if you feel so inclined, you can leave a thumbs up or subscribe. But thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a good rest of your week. And we'll see you guys again soon.